Happy Tuesday, everybody. That's right, macaroni and cheese day. That's right, so we're gonna make mac and cheese croquettes. That's right, croquettes. We're gonna make a bechamel, and then we're gonna turn it into a cheese sauce. So we're gonna start with some onions and garlic. We're going to scent it with some mustard and some hot sauce. 3 cheeses that I chose today: white cheddar, Asiago, and a sage cheddar from England. And then we're gonna do a balsamic aioli with a little bit of reduction of balsamic and mayonnaise. Ready? And all of a sudden, we have an aioli or mayonnaise for dipping. So what do you say we mac and cheese? All right, so we're gonna start with the mac and cheese sauce, of course. I've already cooked pasta, elbows, panaise. Actually, do something small. You need some elbows, some orzo, something small shells, because we need to ball them up and make croquettes out of them. So first, we're gonna make our sauce. Onions, garlic, hot pan. We're gonna hit that with some white wine to stop the cooking because we don't want it brown. While that's happening, we're gonna spoon in our mustard, Dijon mustard, preferably the hot sauce. I'm using sriracha. You can use Tabasco, any hot sauce you want. A little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're gonna add our heavy cream, about 2 cups. When it comes to a boil, then we'll be able to taste it. That way we can gauge whether we need to add salt or not. So it's coming up right now. We're gonna need a tablespoon of all-purpose flour, because that's gonna thicken our mac and cheese sauce, our bechamel, if you will. Sometimes you can do the roux when you're sauteing the onions and garlic with the oil, but I like to do it after because the wine doesn't cook out when you make the roux in the beginning. Here we cook that wine out, and then we add the flour to thicken everything. That way we don't have that wine taste. You want to make this a little bit thicker than normal. Make sure the flour is all cooked in there. We're gonna incorporate it, and then it's gonna cook for a few minutes. You want it a little bit thicker than you would do for a regular mac and cheese sauce, because it's gotta cool down and then hold pasta. And then fry the pasta. I'm moving it around so it doesn't stick. Once you put the flour in, it'll start to stick. We don't want that. Now we're gonna throw in our cheese. Turn it off. We're gonna do 2/3 of our cheese. And look, people, we have just made a cheese sauce. Easy like that. The heat from the cream of the sauce will melt the cheese without burning it. As you can see, the cheese is already melted into it, and then you don't have to worry about it burning. Now, we're gonna add our pasta. This is 8-ounce souffle dish. And we incorporate our pasta. So the pasta you're gonna cook al dente. Once you add the pasta into the hot mixture and cool it, the pasta is gonna absorb the cheese sauce. So what was al dente will be a perfectly cooked elbow pasta that has a little bit of bite in it. So we're gonna take the whole thing and we're gonna pop it in the fridge. This is gonna have to cool down, like cold, hour, 2 hours, cold. Fortunately for you, I have one already ice cold. So this has already been made. See, it's ice cold. Move that. So we're gonna take the other 1/3 of our cheese and we're gonna put it into our cold mixture. And now we break out our breading station. which is flour, cracked eggs, scrambled eggs, and Japanese breadcrumbs. Put some gloves on because it gets a little messy. So we're gonna, with our hands, we're gonna mix the cheese into the cold mixture. We're not breaking up the pasta, we're just mixing the cheese mixture into it. So that when we fry it and it comes back up hot, we'll have that nice cheese. Now we just make balls, croquettes, put it in the flour, make them all around the same size so that they cook the same at the same time. I got a fryer later, 350 degrees. Make them as big or as small as you want. I'm making them like this because they're more of a, this size, because they're more of a finger food, pop in your mouth and walk away. Get off the flour as much as you can, just enough to dust. Eggs. It's classic traditional bread technique. Make sure it's covered in egg. Cover it good. That's why we knock off a lot of the flour so the egg sticks. And then we got croquettes. And then we do that. So if you don't put the flour on the whole thing, the eggs won't stick. If you don't egg the whole thing, the breadcrumbs won't stick. It's not a song, I just made that up, but now we're just putting the bread on it again now. So we make sure that the breadcrumbs are tight. Should cool them down for about 5-10 minutes again, but let's see what happens. Got some extra pasta cooked. Croquettes. Want to see them? Want to see them? Want to see them? Look at those beautiful things. They're round, so they're a little dense. So just when you think they're ready, give them another sec, just so that the inside is fully hot. That way when we take a bite, we get some pull on it. All right, what was that, about 10 minutes or so? You'll see they're getting oozy inside because see the cheese starting to bubble, coming out a little bit? That means we're ready. So now we're just gonna put it on our plate. I'll put some greens on the bottom of the plate for some friction, just for giggles and peepees. So we have our hot macaroni and cheese croquettes. Our macaroni and cheese day is complete. Macaroni and cheese croquettes with a balsamic aioli.